This is Excel Chapter 12, Video 2 of the Mac version of Step by Step. Okay, so our last one, we ended with this chart. We want to click down here on the Cells tab. So we go back to our data. And we are going to create some more charts. Okay, so we want to select cells A2 through F7. So A2 through F7. Okay, now I realized last week when I was working through this with a student that for some reason it was kind of up here and it started with 1, and so coffee and espresso. So make sure that you scroll up and then scroll down and make sure you have everything. A1 is what is showing. Okay, so we're selecting A2 through F7. Okay, so make sure you do not include row 8, which is the totals. It's standard practice not to include totals in column and bar charts. In some instances, it may be helpful to add a line with the totals as a separate axis on the right. So this is totals are going to throw you off unless the totals are what you're trying to chart. Okay, we're going to go up here to insert. We're going to go to the charts group and we're going to insert a column or bar chart. Now this one is on the Mac, it's only called a column chart. If you're on a PC, it's called a column and a bar. Okay, so we're going to click on this, and even though it is a column, just a column on the Mac, notice the bar charts are also in here. Okay, we want to select the 3D, so we're going to go into the 3D clustered column. And so usually the clustered column is the very first one. So we're going to do the 3D clustered column. So click on it, and it will pop up with this chart. Okay, the column chart illustrates the sales for each of the revenue categories. So notice the light blue is coffee and espresso. Notice how it's gotten bigger each year. And then you have your bakery items. They've gone down each year. So you can look at this and you can see from the legend, this is called a legend, okay, what each one of your items is doing. Okay, we want to, anywhere in the blank area on your chart, click and drag the chart below the worksheet. So we're going to move this below our data just like that. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, next we're going to select A2 through F7 again. And yes, it was still selected, but because it was, you had that chart, it was attached to that chart, so you have to reselect it. Okay, we're going to go back up to insert and back to the charts group, and this time we want to insert line or area chart. So you look through here, notice this one right here, it says line. So we're going to click on that pull down menu, and so these are your options on the line or area chart. Okay, under the 2D line, so this is the 2D line, we want to click the line with markers. Okay, so notice when you hover over them, this one says line with markers, and so that's the one we want to choose. So we're going to click on it. Okay, we're going to position the line chart next to the column chart, so we're going to move this one a little bit so we can see both of them. Just like that. So now you see this is a different chart, and what it does is it charts, and so our lowest amount of coffee and espresso was at $800. Okay, and it goes up each year, and if you hover over each mark, it will tell you how much each one of those marks is. Okay, take a minute to study the two charts. In the column chart, coffee and espresso are by far the largest revenue resources. So you can see these are by far higher than everything else. Same with this line chart, it hovers above all others. Okay, On the line chart, notice that coffee and espresso increase over time, but the coffee accessory increases faster. So this is your coffee accessories, the gray line. And so it goes like this. Notice this one just barely until this last year goes up really steep. Coffee accessories, it kind of goes pretty steep all the way through. Okay. All right. What we're going to do is we are going to move these two charts to their own sheets, just like we did this 2014 pie. Okay, so the first one we want to do is the column chart. So click on your column chart, go up here to chart design, go to move chart, and we're going to say new sheet. And this one is going to be called column. So, okay, column. We're going to say okay. Notice it put it down here. All right, we're going to click back on our sales. We're going to click on our line chart. Same thing, chart design, move chart, new sheet. And this one is going to be called line. And click OK. So now you should have 3 different charts, and you should also have your sales on there. Okay? All right. We want to click back on our sales. And we want to select A2. So this is what I'm talking about. Make sure you scroll A2 through F2. So this is A2 through F2. And then remember how, if you're on a PC, okay, hold on a minute. We want to do select A2 through F3. So just coffee and espresso. Okay. All right. So this is what you should have selected. Now we're going to go up to insert. Now over in your charts group, okay, it says recommended charts. And so we want to click on that. And this is going to show you several different charts that would be that are recommended for what you have selected. Okay, and we want to select the line chart. Okay, we want to move this chart to its own sheet. So chart design, move chart, new sheet, and we're going to call this coffee line. And say okay. Okay, now when we are all said and done with this step-by-step, you're going to have probably 10 to 15 different tabs down here, because we're just going to keep making more charts and stuff and putting them at the bottom. So just know that. And so we'll just have one file to upload, but it will have all of the charts on it. Okay. All right. The next thing we want to do is make sure you click on sales. We want to select A2. Oops. A2 through F2. And this time we want to, we're also going to do our sales totals. And on the Mac, the key that you hold down instead of Control, it's Command. Okay, so you're going to hold your Command key down and you're going to drag across total sales. So that even those are not right next to each other, we are selecting them, and that's what we're going to use to do a chart. Okay, so we're going to go back up here to insert, and we are going to go back to recommended charts. Now, if you will look, they are the same exact charts that were recommended with the last one, because you only have a little bit of information that you have selected. And so with that, this one, what we're going to do is we are going to do the line chart again, because this is our totals. Okay. And we want to move that chart. So chart design, move chart, new sheet, and we're going to call this one total line. And click OK. And so it gives us another tab down here at the bottom. All right. Okay, so hit save for me up here on your green. Okay, and we're going to move to the next step by step. Okay, click the sales worksheet. So we're going to go back over here to sales. And we want to select cells A2 through F7. Okay, so if you will notice on my screen, it looks like I'm on A2 through F7, but I am not. And this is what I mean. You've got to really kind of scroll up and scroll down so that you have the correct stuff selected, because if you do not, you will chart the wrong information. Okay, so A2 through F3. We're going to go to A2 through F7. I'm sorry. We're going to go to insert, and we are going to go to column or bar. So that's this one right here. All right. And we want to do a 3D clustered bar. And so down here, these are our bars. This is 3D. And like I said, the clustered ones are usually the first one. So we're going to click on the clustered bar. Now notice the difference between a column and a bar. Column go up and down, and bar go side to side. Okay. We're going to drag the clustered bar chart to the left below the worksheet data. So we're going to go down over here. And then we're going to select A2 through F7 again. Okay, and we're going to insert column or bar, and this time we want to do a stacked bar. So insert column or bar, and we're going to go down here to a stacked bar, 3D stacked bar. Okay, so right here, stacked bar. This one is 100% stacked bar. It did not say to do 100%, so we want to do just the 3D stacked bar. And so notice it is, and we're going to move it where it's side by side. Notice the difference between the clustered bar and the stacked bar. So it shows you how much it's made in a year, and it shows you, breaks it up, and if you hover, it's going to show you how much each one of these from your legend, how much it makes. Okay. We want to move each one of these to their own page. So we're going to click on the stacked bar, and we are going to go up here to chart design and move chart, new sheet, and we are going to do, this one is going to be stacked bar, and say okay. And then we're going to click back on sales, and we're going to do our clustered bar, and we're going to move chart, new sheet, and this one's going to be called clustered bar. Okay, and then we'll hit OK. And so now we have those underneath. All right. And so now what I want you to do is I want you to hit save, and we will move on to the next step by step in the next video.